What's a guy with a physics background and not only a bachelor's degree, but a master's degree in computer science and electrical engineering from MIT doing in the art world?
That's a great question. Well,
and just so people know, Boris graduated 2 years after I did from MIT. And if you majored in computer science and electrical engineering, it is the hardest major at MIT. I got a mechanical engineering degree. And look, thermodynamics was hard, but it is the hardest thing you can do there. And you got not 1, but 2 degrees. And then now you've gone on to this. There's no art department at MIT. I don't think. There might be a few people in some major, but it just doesn't exist there. So it's quite a change from what you studied. How did that happen?
Well, I still am a physicist by mindset. And that's what I was probably when I was born, and I still am. It's just who I am. And what that means is that there is this culture, there is this mindset of discovery and first principles thinking that is just my way of life. I don't try hard to do it, it's just how my mind works, right? And so when I see a problem, whatever the problem may be, and early in my life I did a lot of physics stuff, like experimental physics at Bell Labs, which was, one of the big temples of physics back in the day at MIT. Be that a physics problem or a business problem, I sort of approach it the same way. So what are the main drivers? How do we envision, kind of try to optimize for what we think the future is going to be, given the available resources that we have? And I really enjoy it. So that's really what it is. I really enjoy what I do, and that is fundamentally building things and solving problems. And so whether that is in physics or in business, frankly, it doesn't matter. I enjoy business more than physics. Just, I've had more experience in it, more success in it. I sort of emotionally like it better. But I've had, even in science, moments of discovery that still with me, and that inform how I think about problems.
You were involved in some breakthroughs in physics. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that changed your mind? Maybe you just mentioned it there.
Sure. Well, that was a long time ago. So that was while I was still at MIT and I was at Bell Labs. So Bell Labs was, as I mentioned, one of the premier scientific institutions with lots of Nobel Prize winners. It was actually an amazing place. You could walk down the corridor, and I did, and you can see, people who, like the guy who wrote C++ was there, a guy who invented Unix was there, before the guy who discovered microwave background radiation was in fact the president of Bell Labs at the time when I was there. It was just amazing stuff. Lots of Nobel Prize winners just wandering down the hall along with you. So it was fun. And at the time, my particular area of physics was material science. And material science, there are lots of interesting things, especially now. Material science is really booming. But one of the most interesting phenomena in solid-state physics and material science is what's called superconductivity, when the resistivity of a material goes to zero. Someday we will all be, riding and levitating magnetic trains that will use that. But before that, we have to get that superconductivity to room temperature, because otherwise, you don't want to put lots of liquid helium on the rails. That's not economically feasible and probably not very pleasant to ride on. So,
hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith, because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
so this bringing this temperature, the superconductivity to the highest possible temperature is like the holy grail of physics. Everybody's trying to do that, still the case of solid state physics. And so that's basically one of the things that I participated in and witnessed. And it was late at night. It was a very interesting material that we were investigating. It was called Buckminster fullerene. It's a carbon molecule in the shape of a soccer ball, precisely like a soccer ball, pentagons, hexagons only.
Is that his geodesic dome?
Exactly. That's why it's called that, right? So when the people who discovered that molecule realized that it was kind of like, it had different sizes. The smallest one is like a soccer ball, but there are larger balls, and then there are these nanotubes that have. So basically, yes, that's why they called it that. And so we were doing different things with it. We were making like different materials. We were putting things, impurities into it, and then seeing what happens. One of the tests was to see what the resistivity of it is going to be as you reduce the temperature. And so we poured a bunch of liquid helium in it, and then we were monitoring the resistivity. It was late at night. I remember I was eating a sandwich. I was sort of staring at this screen, and then suddenly it was ticking, and then went bloom to zero. You know that you discovered something. But what's interesting is that what's most profound is that at that moment, you know that you're the only one who knows it. You know that it's significant. You know that, tomorrow or whenever the paper is published, like it'll be the talk of the town. And in fact, that turned out to be the #1 quoted paper in all of science, not just in physics, in all of science that year, 1991. So it was like a big deal. But you know that, tick, 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 boom, when you see it, you're the only one who knows. So it was just me and my, very eminent physicist, who was my supervisor at the time. And we were just looking at each other and like savoring the moment. Like, wow, this is amazing. Now we have to figure out why and how and repeat the experiment many times. There are a lot of steps, and he has to write the paper and submit it and so on, get famous, which he did. But at that moment, you're the only one who knows. So there is this universe of knowledge that existed up until that moment. It was this, and that moment it expanded by a little bit, and your name is attached to it, right? So it is amazing. It's an amazing experience. This moment of discovery that happens very rarely, but it leaves, a big mark in your head.
Did you
when it does?
Did you eat the sandwich? Did you just stop, drop the sandwich, and just, because that must have been like a step function. And you're like, you're onto something. That or a plug got unplugged or something, but you're onto something.
Well, that's right. So the first thing is like, did I screw up?
Check my instruments. Okay.
Right. No, that's amazing, right? It's amazing. Yeah. This is the kind of thing that stays with you forever. And while, I haven't continued my scientific career sort of for the rest of my life, that experience is one of the formative experiences of my life. And so this moment of discovery is what I look for in everything I do.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.